Hey, how's it going, guys? Here we got the Harbor Freight catalog here. It's the red tag sale. It says Merry Christmas across the top. Here's a 20% coupon right here on the front. It says it's good to the end of January. And here's some other free coupons. Which is the magnetic bowl, which is very nice. The stick-on LED light is also very nice. I don't really like that multimeter. The leads dry rot and it just feels kind of cheap. We got a coupon for a winch for 49 bucks. It's a 2,500 pound electric winch with the remote control. I've seen a few of those and they actually weren't that bad. There's a coupon for a generator for $700. We got a welder for $89. I know those welders are kind of cheap. But I think for somebody learning or just need to weld something cheap, it's a pretty good deal. Get the aluminum 1.5 ton aluminum racing jack. I spent maybe a little cheaper than that, and I got the steel one. I mean, they're almost identical. Other than that one weighs probably 40 pounds less than the one I have. The wireless security camera system. I'm very interested in those. I haven't bought any yet, but I probably will go ahead and get the Harbor Freight one just to kind of try it out. The mechanics tool set, $100. This is 225 piece. All the chain stores like Home Depot and Lowe's are currently running specials for about that price, and I believe it's about the same amount of tools. Might be 180. For Cobalt and Husky. I was actually in Home Depot the other day, and I go to Lowe's pretty often. They're TV mounts for 14 bucks. That's a pretty incredible deal. They're actually very nice stands. Most places you can't find any for that price, but they are out there. The plastic ammo boxes are pretty awesome. I also seen this mechanic roller seat. It has drawers. I've never seen that before. It says it's new, so that would make sense. That's pretty cool. You know, you can keep your most commonly used tools in the stool. You know, like the socket for your wheels or whatever. So it's pretty cool. Coupon for the tool bags. I always look out for those because I really like those bags. Save a few bucks. I don't know if I'll buy any more anytime soon, but I do wait for them to go on sale. The compressor. It's dropped $10 since I bought mine with the coupon, so it's a really good deal. I also seen that they have Bauer up here on sale again. It's 60 bucks on sale. They are actually kind of nice tools. They're almost exactly like the Hercules. I don't know. You know, they probably have a little more plastic on them, but they're pretty decent for the price. Hercules, on the other hand, I feel like they're quite expensive for how, you know, not good they are. The wooden workbench, pretty awesome. It was kind of a pain to put together with the bad instructions, but otherwise it's pretty good. I'm pretty excited about the Viking stuff also. I have the battery charger maintainer, and it works pretty good, so I may end up getting that one also. The Hardy gloves are pretty awesome. I don't think I've ever bought the more expensive pair, but I buy the lower nylon ones, and they work really well. And they last quite a while. The multi-tool for 23 bucks. I think it's an awesome deal. Multi-tools can do pretty much anything. You can use them for a lot of stuff, so they're worth picking up, and especially at 23 bucks, you really can't go wrong. You know, and just buy quality blades and things like that. The solar system, I wish I had the nerve to buy some of that stuff, but I haven't ever done it yet. I would like to make, you know, use the panels to run stuff in my garage. Coupon for the Hercules for $99. That seems to be the common price now. I've never seen it not on sale. The Portland 7-amp electric pole saw. I've actually had a little experience with the Portland brand. Not that specifically. I bought the chipper shredder, and it was actually pretty awesome, especially for the price. I used a 20% off coupon, and I went out the door for like $130 or something like that. Alright, and I really like the look of the Daytona jack there. I've never personally used it, but if it's better than the normal Harbor Freight jack, it's probably awesome. Harbor Freight jacks are all pretty good. The earthquake tools, if I had a real need for air impacts, I would be all over them. But as for now, my battery powered tools are phenomenal for working on cars. But if I had some, if I was a professional, I guess I would give those a shot. The power drain cleaner. Like I said, I actually had that a few years ago. It was before it was blue. It did a phenomenal job. We had a house where we had a septic tank that liked to clog up with tree roots and things, and that saved me tons of money over calling a plumber. Paid for itself like in 2 times. Then I eventually sold it off, but it was a very nice tool. The Diavel Air Hoses are very awesome. I had never had the rubber ones like that, but I have the wrapped ones, and they're very nice. For 20 bucks, you get a 50-foot hose. It's a pretty good deal. Way better than the PVC ones. The shop presses are also awesome. A lot of shops will charge you almost that much to press in a ball joint into a control arm. So those are definitely worth it. With it being winter, a propane top heater could be awesome for the garage. For 30 bucks, I don't think it's too bad of a deal. 24-foot, 18 bulb, 12 socket outdoor string lights. I've never seen those in person. I guess it could be useful if you had some kind of cool porch you wanted to hang some lights on or something. The vehicle position dollies. I would love to have a garage big enough to where I could put my car on some of those and just kind of shove it around the room as I needed to. But at this time I don't. But they're 60 bucks a piece. I don't think that's too bad. The Lynx brushless chainsaw. I believe they're 40 volts. Yeah. I bet it's pretty good. I've seen some black+deckers that were 40 volts and stuff, and they were pretty awesome. I'm sure some company like that makes that for them. The movers dollies, hardwood movers dollies, they're a phenomenal deal. I've seen people buy these just to take the casters off, because this is cheaper at Harbor Freight than just buying the wheels from Harbor Freight. The wheels are like $4 a piece. The pneumatic adjustable roller seat for 20 bucks. It's not a horrible deal. I actually bought mine to take the wheels off to replace the ones on my Jegs set. They're very similar. It's not a very bad seat, but like I said, it's cheaper to buy that than buy just the casters alone. 105-piece tool set and a little chest for 34 bucks. Could make a good gift, I guess, for someone that doesn't have very many tools. Those are not things that I would typically keep on hand. But I believe they also have the lifetime warranty, so Harbor Freight will switch that stuff out for you. 10-foot by 10-foot portable shed. I've never owned this specific one. It's just kind of a pop-up, but I do know someone has the carport that pops up. It looks kind of like that. It was actually very sturdy. I was shocked. We had some strong winds from like a tornadic storm, and it was still there, undisturbed at the end. So that could be a neat option to store, your motorcycle under or something for the winter. As I show inside there, limited lawnmower. They're creepers. I find that style creeper on sale all the time at some like farm, some home stores like Farm and Home or Tractor Supply, on sale for like $5 quite often. They're just trying to clearance them out because no one buys them. You get the 1/2-inch drive professional breaker bar, 25-inch. That's $14.99 with the coupon. The snap-on one is $150. I've actually looked that up myself. It also says it right here in the paper. If you're worried about that one breaking, just buy 3 of them. And with a lifetime warranty. Sure, if you live close to a Harbor Freight or there's one nearby, I doubt you'll break all 3 of them. Anyway, regardless, there's a lifetime warranty. You switch them out, not a big deal. Take yourself out to dinner or buy you a new pair of shoes or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's a great deal, and I don't see the average person ever breaking it. You got the 29 piece titanium drill bit set. I think the Warrior drill bits are horrible, and they weren't very sharp, and you really had to push into it to get it to drill a hole. So I was not impressed with those. Though if you just need to drill a few holes in a piece of wood, I would say they're not that bad for that. The electric 1/2-inch impact. I actually own that. My only problem with it is how big it is. You can get some wireless tools that put out the same amount of foot-pounds of torque. You get the same job done. But you're not going to be anywhere near that price point. So if you have room for lug nuts on wheels and stuff, that thing is awesome. But don't expect it, to get down in your engine bay or something to get a stuck bolt out, because you're going to need a bunch of extensions. And up here they have a 750, 1500 watt wood stove style electric heater. That could also be, it looks really nice. I actually seen that in the store. It's typical about of any store to have one of those. Wasn't anything special. Torque wrenches, they have a coupon here for $10. And hold it up, maybe somebody wants to use it. The torque wrenches are a phenomenal deal. They seem pretty accurate. If you're doing something where the torque has to be exact, I would probably say go ahead and get a better one just to be safe. But my experience with them has been great. The 30 bin wall mount rack. The backboard is plastic. Everything's plastic, but it's actually pretty nice. I do own that. I do just keep kind of some assortments of parts in there. There's nothing real phenomenal or heavy in there, so but I have no complaints. These adjustable steel welding tables, I have seen a few of those in person. They seemed really nice. I'm not a welder, so I don't know how good it would be for everyday use, but it seemed pretty good. 1 ton capacity foldable shop crane. I've heard people say spend a little bit extra and get the 2 ton if you're going to be pulling engines. Because this one you have to shorten the arm down to get the engine out of the car, and it'll scare you because it'll try to tip and stuff. So, and I believe the 2 tons only at $20 more. The table saw. Whenever I was buying a table saw, I ended up just picking up a Craftsman one. And I kind of wish I would have went ahead and got the Harbor Freight one. Their one's exactly the same. Harbor Freight's slightly cheaper. And the Harbor Freight actually has some better features than the Craftsman one. Not that Craftsman's anything to talk about, but I just felt like spending a little more money was better. In this case, it was not. But the only problem with that one is it does not come with a stand, I believe. Which is the reason I went ahead and went with the Craftsman one. Alright, and then down here you got the Extreme Torque 1/2-inch impact from Earthquake. It's battery operated. It actually costs quite a bit more. You could buy a compressor and the air impact, and you probably get better results. But my experience with battery operated impacts has been pretty good. So I'm sure that's no exception. It really looks like the Bauer brand. So maybe Bauer brakes, makes them. 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. I have a hard time believing that. There's that coupon for the 37-piece, 3/8 half-inch impact socket set with the case. I went in to buy that from the store a few times and my store didn't have any. So I'd probably go ahead and order these online. Jack stands, they're always a pretty sweet deal. I actually prefer the Harbor Freight ones to any that are sold at Walmart. Just for the simple fact, honestly, the Harbor Freight ones seem a little bit better. Considering whenever you're using those and you're under the car, your life's kind of on the line. So I tend to lean towards the Harbor Freight ones because they're quite a bit thicker than the Tor and Blackjack ones at Walmart. The Warrior drill bits, the titanium, they're the stepped ones. Those are great if you're running some speaker wire or something through a car for an amplifier or whatever. They're very good at punching holes through thin sheet metal. I've never used them in wood. I've only used them in the automotive side of things. So there's that. $8.99 is a pretty good deal. The temperature gun, you can buy one of those on eBay for about $7. So I would just go ahead and skip that. $17.99 is not a good price for those. Battery charger, with it being winter, I think it's a pretty good deal, $30. The Ratcheting Wrenches for $18.99. My experience with them has been pretty good. I really don't have any complaints. I've never had one fall apart or anything. They feel almost as good as my gear wrench ones, and they have a lifetime warranty. Bauer's on sale for $64.99. You can get a black+decker one for about $80, but it'll also come with the impact driver, and it's also 20 volt. The 3-piece hex driver drill socket drivers, they're actually pretty decent. I've only used the drilled a half-inch one, and I've had zero problems with it. It does get a little warm because it's not impact rated, but other than that, it's pretty nice. I've seen someone in a movie use that one from Harbor Freight to get into a bank vault that was behind some concrete. It's kind of a stupid thing. The Tarps for $2.99. The 30-inch 5-drawer tool cart for $150. I don't think it's a horrible deal. Most of their tool carts and tool boxes seem pretty nice. Get this 5-in-1 portable power pack. That's one I've never seen, and I don't really care for this Syntec brand, but that might be worth a shot. It's a jump starter, a work light, a power supply, an air compressor, and an inverter. That sounds pretty cool. It's $90, and it has up to 900 peak amps. That's kind of neat. I may have to check that out sometime. The Sawzall for $20 is a pretty good deal. You're not going to find any kind of corded Sawzall. Most of them are like 40 or 50, 60, somewhere bucks in there. I've had zero problems with that. I've had it for a few years. I don't use it all that often, but every time I ever went to use it, it's worked great. Temperature gun for $9. That's probably not going to last you a real long time. It is kind of a cheap feeling gun. Mine, both the ones I've had, the trigger has been the weak spot. And every time I ever went to the store, I said this last video also, there's always someone buying the gas-powered pressure washer. I don't know if they're breaking and they're having to return them, but that was true even the last time I went in there. There was someone standing in line with one in the cart. So I don't know if it's just a great deal. I don't know. The float charger, I used that for about 3 years, not straight, because I do use the vehicle sometimes, but it goes right back on it, and it kept my battery full. I've never had a problem. The only thing is, it's kind of walking around in my garage and it was kind of dark, and I stepped on it and cracked the case. It probably still would have worked, but that's what made me buy the Viking charger. So that's a really good deal. For $5 you can keep your battery charged. Magnetic tool holder, a lot of times that's free. I'm sure there's a free coupon out there for it somewhere. I don't really hang tools on it like that. I keep a few tape measures on there and my saw blades. The 50 cal metal ammo can. It's actually a very big, nice metal box. You know, I don't have a whole lot of ammo or anything that I need to keep, but it's much nicer than the plastic ones. The Warrior 18-piece carbide steel hole saw set. I actually have it. They do feel a little cheap, but if you just need to put a few holes in something to run some PVC through your floor or something, or you know, cut a hole for a closet flange or something, they're a decent deal. But if you're a professional, that's obviously not going to work for you. Not for long, anyway. An extension cord on a reel. I really like that idea. So someday I may end up with that. There's a coupon for $40. Pretty good deal, I guess. The Voyager tool bags, awesome. Every size I've ever used. Which I only have 3 sizes. 3 bags, 2 of them are the same size. They're a great deal. I've heard people say they keep all kinds of stuff in them. I've had them rolling around with tools in them for a long time, and they hold up great. A steel step stool for $20. Seems pretty average. Spring compressors. Seems like a pretty good deal. I actually was looking around online at one point for some. I ended up not needing them, but $30 isn't that bad. In the 3-gallon 100 psi oil-free air compressors, I actually had a friend a long time ago. He helped me switch the exhaust on my car at his house, and he was just using a little pancake one, and he was running like ratchets and all kinds of stuff off it. You know, you'd have to kind of burst it, like use it for a few seconds to stop, but he was able to run it. So, you know, it was kind of a neat thing. And it was very loud though. I'd say it's actually louder than my oiled one by far. The 1/4 hex impact driver. It's a really nice tool. You know, it feels good in your hand and it's very nice. My only problem with it was after I used it, I'm gonna say probably about 15 hours, the shaft got like a horrible wobble with it. Like the bit would be doing this. So you'd be trying to put in a screw, and it was kind of hard to drive it straight after that. I don't know if there was something bent or it broke or what, I'm not sure. Jacks are awesome deal. I've seen people use engines for all kinds of stuff. It's a 13 horsepower one. And you know what, if you don't have a whole lot of money, or you're just need a drill for around the house, that Drill Master drill is actually not that bad. A lot of people give it a lot of crap, but for, you know, under $20, I've really had no complaints with it. You can drive screws for drywall. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's not that bad, but someday it will inevitably crap out all of a sudden, probably. Hardy gloves, like I said earlier, they're really awesome. $3.99. That's the pair I usually buy. Good deal. The 500-pound capacity steel cargo carrier. That's very awesome. Actually, my mother bought or borrowed one like that, and the way it sits on her SUV, her exhaust was pretty much touching it, so they were carrying plastic totes on the back of their car and it burnt right through it. The foldable sawhorse. They feel very, 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 very cheap. It's almost like milk carton plastic. But actually, when you stand them up and put a little weight on them, they're very sturdy. The Swivel Anvil Vise. I've heard people say horrible things about it. I guess they were beating on it and it just kind of split and broke in half because it is hollow, or was at the time when they told me this. Cement mixer, seems like a pretty good deal to me. Seems about to be at the average price if you look at, you know, chain stores. The 2-ton capacity foldable shop crane. That's the one I was referring that you should get a little earlier in the video. Now it's 179 bucks. I believe the other one was 140, 150, something like that. So that's the one I suggest you get. The log splitter. I actually worked for a guy and he had 2 of those and they were pretty nice. Wasn't a horrible deal. The price actually seems it's a little less. When I was at Lowe's the other day, I think their cheapest one that they had was about $1,000. Might have been $9 or $8.99. It might have been $900. It was a little cheaper. The Lynx pole saw. I would like to try that at some point, so I probably will. "19-foot by 29-foot, 4 inches, heavy duty tarp." It's a pretty big tarp. For $49. Their tarps are actually decent quality. Seems to be about like any other tarp from anywhere else. The 4-piece strap for $6.99. Mower does have a set for like $8 or something like that. So that's still not a bad deal. 50-foot, 14-gauge outdoor extension cord. I actually have that cord. It's actually a very nice cord. It's very thick. I was thinking I was going to have some problems with it decaying or whatever, but I've definitely owned it for a few years and I've had 0 issues. 12-volt auto heater. I guess if you didn't have a heater in your car for some reason, you bypass the heater cord to avoid replacing it. That might be your best option. And being it's only $9, it's a pretty good deal. They're powder-free Nerdle, is that how it's said? Gloves. I always buy them there because you know, on Amazon they're about $10, and everywhere else I've looked they've been about $10. But they're a really good deal from there. That's kind of whatever I picked those up when I'm in there. You got the Chicago Electric 1/2-inch heavy-duty hammer drill. It's only $25. I've seen refurb Ryobis for about $35 or something, and that's new. Maybe that'd be something that you would buy the extended warranty for. Portland, the few things I've tried from Portland have been pretty good, so the chainsaw is probably pretty good too. 18-gauge brad nailer. I actually own that. It's a pretty nice tool. I've never had that one in particular jam, so it's definitely worth a shot, especially at $14. The 3-inch heavy-duty cutoff tool. That's not one I've used. I've never actually seen that one in the store either. I don't know if it's newer or what, but maybe something I'll try out. The gas chipper. I have seen that one in person. I really wasn't impressed with it. The electric one, which is a fourth of the price, we'll say a third just to be fair, a third of the price, and they take about the same size sticks. So, you know, it is what it is there. I don't have a mower to lift, not with something like that, but that's probably a pretty good deal. A few times I've worked on riding mowers, I just use cinder blocks and things and a car jack. The cart for $30, I was really considering getting that, but I feel like it just probably end up being in my way. There's the Bauer impact driver for $70. I feel like that one's actually probably a pretty good deal. Kind of looks neat too. The 10-foot by 20-foot car canopy. Like I said, I have seen that one. It's actually very nice. I actually talked to a family member into buying one recently, and he's having a great time with it. He's had no problems. Tool tote. I don't own that, but it looks pretty cool. Bungee cord assortment for $3.99 down here. Seems like a pretty good deal also. And that drilled The Drill Master drill that I was talking about a few pages back, you can get it with a flashlight just for a few dollars more, so 20 bucks. The 11 drawer industrial cabinet. Looks like a phenomenal deal. I've seen them in stores. I've been kind of looking around at the bigger stores, and it seems to be the best price for the biggest toolbox. So at some point I will hopefully get one, but I will have to see. Foldable aluminum chair. It seems like a pretty good deal. But you can buy those cheap ones at Walmart for $4 or $5. This is a 3-ton aluminum racing jack. It's pretty much double the price of the 10.5, 160 bucks. Like I said, I know the jacks are awesome. 125 volt, 15 amp plug connectors, $2 a piece. You got the Bauer stuff here. It's the drill, the hammer drill, and the impact driver. You got a 20 volt grinder. You got a circular saw for 50 bucks. You got their, bits and drivers for 20 bucks. There's also a compact flashlight for 15. I'm actually starting to like the Bauer. I see that the circle saw is only 50 bucks. That's pretty cool. And you got, their rotary hammer drills and things like that, jackhammers. That one's new. You got the portable thickness planer. I'm kind of curious about that. I don't do a lot of high-end woodwork or anything, so it's not something I would typically pick up. And you got the Hercules here. Like I said, the Hercules I feel are way overpriced. You can find DeWalt on sale. I seen the impact driver and just a normal drill at Lowe's yesterday for like $149 or something. And the Cobalt ones are also on sale for $100, which upset me a little bit because I just recently purchased those. Mine did come with the saw, but they were a pretty good deal. I mean, the batteries on the Hercules, they're almost, I'd say they're in second place for price in my book. Lowe's does have them beat with the batteries they sell. You got the Earthquake here. There's a whole page of Earthquake stuff. The thing that interests me the most is the Cordless Extreme Torque Ratchet. It's $119. Honestly, before I seen this, I didn't even know there was electric ratchets. I don't think there's very many people that make them, but it looked really neat. The compressors. With the compressors from Harbor Freight, if you're just filling up a tire, every couple months or something, maybe you could get by with one of the oilless compressors. But I would just go ahead and get the oiled one. Honestly, changing the oil a few times a year is not a big deal, especially if you don't run it a whole lot. I own just that guy there, and it's usually almost always on sale. But I would just go ahead and just get the oiled one. It's going to last you hopefully a lot longer if you take care of it. Because when the oilless ones, when they die, they're done. You got the Diavel Air Hoses, the high quality industrial lightweight rubber air hose. Like I said, they're awesome. It's usually on sale for about 20 bucks. The PVC hoses, I would just avoid them altogether. They do work. I'm not saying they don't work. They're just prone to splitting in my experience. The hose reel, I've heard people say that one is awesome. It's only 17 bucks. I do actually need to get a hose reel. I'd like to get the retractable one that that guy right there. But I just don't know if I can spend 80 bucks on a hose reel. The nailers. I actually haven't had too many jams with my framing nailer. I have the 21 degree one. It's 80 bucks. which was significantly cheaper, and it did finish my project. I've only had 2 jams. One was insignificant, it was easy to get out, and the second one I had to disassemble the whole gun and really fight to get the nail out. But I guess that really could have happened with anything. I would say go ahead and probably just buy some better brand nails. I was using the Harbor Freight ones. I shot probably about 4,000 of them. So take that with what, you know, for what it's worth. The gun itself isn't bad. I had no significant problems with it. Seemed to be mostly the nails, like I said. Heavy duty blow off gun, you can find those pretty much anywhere. Those Tractor Supply and places like that. You'll actually find better deals on most of these cheaper air tools than you will at Harbor Freight. The jacks and jack stands, everything I've used has been great. Alright, and here you just got, you know, your assorted brake tools and strut spring compressors and things like that. Everything I've used from Harbor Freight that I've went in and bought has been pretty good. I really can't complain about any of that stuff. Rubber wheel jack is pretty awesome. Flow chargers are good. The Viking smart battery charger, I actually have that, and it's pretty good. It keeps the battery voltage pretty stable. Kind of jumps around a little bit. I'll have a little more of a video on that at some point. There's a 20% off Maddox coupon right there. You know, for the caliper service toolkits and things like that. It says 15 bonus coupons. Harbor Freight's 15 bonus coupons. These are the best Christmas gifts in their opinion. 588 lumen tactical flashlight for $10. You can get those pretty cheap online, especially like eBay or something like that. $20 for a non-contact infrared thermometer with laser targeting. I actually picked up almost one identical to that from eBay for about $8. And it was here in the United States. It obviously wasn't made here, but the 4.5-inch angle grinder. You know, I've come around to that. The first one I got kind of left a bad taste in my mouth as it broke shortly after I bought it. But my second one really has held up. So, can't complain about it too much for being... And I think when I bought mine were like $8.99. So, multifunction power tool for $15. Like I said, you really can't beat that. You know, and if you're worried about it, buy better blades and things. But I really don't think it's really that big of a deal. Jack stands for $17. I think they're also a great deal. You won't find them any cheaper anywhere else, and they're actually constructed very nice. Stool for $20. It does have 5 wheels. I actually took mine and took the wheels off for something else. There's a new camera cases that I made from Apache. It shows a camera in there. They're padded. It's a pretty nice case. I actually seen one in the store the other day. I didn't really thoroughly inspect it or anything, but I don't have anything I want to store in there. The Hardy gloves for $10. Pretty awesome. Some kind of tactical knife. I'm sure it's just, you know, your typical junk quality. Trolley jack for $20. It's not a horrible deal, but they are about that price at everywhere. The TV itself, that one holds up to a 70-inch TV for $20. They are pretty sturdy. I do use one here at home. The electric spray paint or electric paint gun. I've never used that. I have watched a few videos on it though, and it seems to work pretty good. Since I do have some paint coming up at some point, I may just go ahead and get that and give it a try. For $15, if it saves me a few hours, it would be totally worth it. The winches, I don't have a whole lot of experience with them, but they seem pretty nice. I do have a few friends that had them, and I have seen them in use, but I don't know their longevity. Their OBD2 scanners seem to be a pretty good price, but if you shop online, you can probably find a better deal. Their circuit testers are also a great deal. I've had great experience with them, never had any issues. Their pop-up storage for cars and lawn mowers and stuff seem to be a pretty good deal. The ones I've seen they're pretty good quality and they seem to last. Microfiber towels are usually there's a free coupon for them, and they're pretty decent. That's one of the things I like to pick up for free. The ramps, their average price, just like at Walmart or anywhere else, and they look almost identical. It's kind of ridiculous. Seem to be the same part, really. Straps, they're all pretty good quality. The bungee set is a good deal. Their cargo carriers are also a pretty good deal. Says they hold 500 pounds. So you should have no problem putting a lawnmower on there or something. There's also a bike rack for 124. I've never seen that one before. That's kind of new to me. Ladder racks and pipe racks and stuff. They all seem to be a pretty good deal. I've never really looked for them anywhere else, so it may pay off to buy one. Something, look around a little more. Mandated bowl for $3. I really like those. I probably have way too many as it is, but I will probably continue to get them because I think they're really neat. The Lynx stuff, I've never tried it. The Portland chipper shredder, I actually made a video of that, and it'll probably be out in a few days when I get around to uploading it. But otherwise, it's a pretty good deal. The power washer, I've seen the way you can rig it up to work with the accessories and stuff. But I found it easier just to buy a different brand power washer for the same price. But so far, like I said, I've been pretty impressed with the Portland stuff. The power washer, I wasn't. You get a American flag for $8.99 and the pole for $60. That flag you can probably get on eBay for $5 or less. It's gonna be the same made in China quality flag. American flag made in China. It's a thing. If I had room for a greenhouse, we'd probably have one. I've seen people use these lumber mills and things. Unfortunately, I can't see myself ever using one. Here you got the Predator auger, the Predator wood chipper, and the power washer. They seem to be all a pretty good deal. I've never used any of these generators. The Vulcan welders. They're saying they beat Miller and Lincoln and all that stuff, maybe on price, but I doubt it's quality. And you're almost spending almost as much on a lot of them. You get the Chicago electric welding things. I eventually will pick up one of these. I don't really know too much about welding, and I'm not going to be real serious about it, but for some home use it'll probably be good. Alright, when you get the shop presses, I think they're an awesome deal. 124 bucks, 179. You get two ball joints pressed in, you're going to pay almost as much as that, if not more, in most shops just for their labor. They got a blast cabinet, a pump. It's a parts washer. It just looks like a blast cabinet. Anyway, seems to be a pretty good deal. I don't wash a whole lot of parts, and when I do, I just use a utility sink I have. There's the blast cabinet. It's 189 bucks. I actually know someone has that. It worked pretty good for knocking the paint off before he repainted. Overall, it was a nice thing. Their paint brushes for $1. They're actually decent quality, but just like any other dollar store or box store, they have those. The tire changer, you actually have to bolt it to the floor. We had a pretty good time trying to change some tires without fully bolting to the floor. It's kind of like a nightmare. That ladder, adjustable A ladder there. It's very nice and easy to adjust. It's just if you have big feet, it doesn't work very well. Tarps, they're a pretty good deal. The dollies are a pretty decent deal. I actually bought a Milwaukee Dolly at, let's say it was Menards, for under 30 bucks. It's just a dolly. It doesn't say Milwaukee anywhere on it other than the tag that was on it, but it's a pretty decent dolly. It was cheaper than anywhere else. They're solar powered and TV stands. The TV stands are definitely a good deal. They have toys at Harbor Freight now. They have a wagon for 70 bucks, remote control car for $17.99, and some other stuff. That's the same remote control car I've seen everywhere else. They apparently also sell pet beds. The 4-foot 12 outlet metal power strip. I absolutely love it. I keep meaning to pick up more, but I always forget. For $23.99. They do commonly go on sale for $18 or something like that. Safes. They look pretty cool in the store. I just don't know how well they would actually hold up. If you have anything you're wanting to keep in a safe, you're probably not shopping Harbor Freight. But hey, what do I know? The wiring kit has been very useful. It's not a horrible price. Sometimes you can find a kit almost exactly like that somewhere else for around the same price. The 50-foot electric drain cleaner, like I said, is an awesome deal. The pumps for ponds are actually pretty decent. They just will not last forever. I haven't used a whole lot of the pumps or the compactors or sanders or anything like that. I do look at them and I'm very interested in them. I just, for some reason, am hesitant to buy any of that stuff. The torch, you can find it on sale for like $17. That is absolutely my favorite torch I've ever bought. I don't have very many, but it is a very nice torch. It's easy to refill. It's plenty hot. Very easy to light. Overall, good deal. It's making me repeat myself. The multi-tool is a really great deal, especially being 25 bucks or so. The blades are not that great of a deal. You can buy a big kit on eBay for about 20 bucks. Comes with like 60 pieces or something. Not all of them are blades, but you get a quite assortment of stuff. There probably will be some links for things like that down below. The 4.8 volt cordless screwdriver from Drill Master there. I feel like that could be kind of useful. It looks like it's quite small. You might be able to get into some tight places with that. I also see people use this dual drum rotary rock tumbler. I see people buy that media all the time also. I doubt they're really tumbling rocks. They're probably using it to clean parts. I've heard other people doing that also. The media is actually quite expensive. But I don't know much about the price of that stuff, so. They're angle grinders. I've heard people say the one with the paddle switch, the blue one with the paddle switch is really good. The cheap one is iffy. The first one I had, like I said, was horrible. The second one, I really didn't hardly use it. I finally got around to using it, and it's actually pretty good. The reciprocating saw, there's a coupon in the front. I paid 20 bucks for it like that also. It's a very good deal. Alright, you got that. The drills, the Drill Master line, they're all they're iffy. But definitely just for around the house. If you're not doing anything crazy with them, they'll probably last you a long time. I had never seen the impact driver until recently. Otherwise, I probably would have bought one just to try it out. But so far, the drill holds up and does all the stuff in the house. The 1/2-inch electric impact has been very awesome to me. It is big, bulky, and heavy. All their socket adapters and bits and things. I just try to stay personally away from the Warrior brand as much as I can. I've been disappointed every time I bought them. All their ratchets here, of course, they're all lifetime warranty. I've been impressed with every one I've ever bought. So take that for what you will. The torque wrenches are also very awesome. I try to stay away from the colored sockets and just the regular chrome. I just go ahead and I buy the impact rated sockets because it's inevitably what I'll use them for. They all do have a lifetime warranty, but I have split every colored one I've ever used. And the chrome ones are just non-painted colored ones. But like I said, there is a lifetime warranty, so if you go back to Harbor Freight often, not a big deal. The pegboard hooks, I'm sure they're pretty good. It seems like a really good price for 50 pieces. At some point I will put up a pegboard, so that'll be something I'll look into. The ratcheting wrenches and just regular wrenches, every one I've ever used has been awesome. There's the flexible heads too. I don't have those, and I probably will at some point pick them up. I'm pretty impressed with them. The 12-piece cushion grip screwdrivers, that looks very much like another brand. I actually just recently bought some screwdrivers. I didn't get them from Harbor Freight. Lowe's had a good sweet deal on the Cobalt ones around Black Friday, so that's what I ended up picking up. But they are very similar, and they have the nut on the shaft for a little bit extra turning power. The 18-piece T-handles, absolutely awesome piece of equipment. I used it in the first 10 minutes I had them, not knowing I would. It was an absolutely great deal. I would buy them again if someone stole them, I guess. All the other hand tools their Allen keys are an awesome deal. I just don't like the folding ones because the nut and stuff tends to fall off. And if you're not aware of it at the time, you'll never get it back together. Here's some Quinn tools. They seem to be have electrician's tools. There's electrician's pliers and cutters. $24 for something that's ready to work on live electrical. That's a pretty good deal. I don't know if I trust Harbor Freight with my life, but as long as you're careful, I guess. The pry bars, they are awesome, especially with those handles on them. The wood chisels are also pretty good. They don't have a lifetime warranty, but they are really nice. The 3-piece locking curved jaw pliers. I really like my set. I've clamped down on some stuff and really smacked them around a little bit, and they felt out great. The aluminum Raptor square, I absolutely love mine. They also have a plastic version for $1 cheaper. The plastic one is definitely a turd. Mine was not straight at all. Their tape measures, they give them away for free. I probably have about 10 of them. Their levels, I've kind of always wondered, but there's Stanley ones out there for around that price. But $20 for a 72-inch level it's a pretty good deal. Their V-shape hang-alls, that's a cheap, easy solution for hanging hoses and cords and things. It's not the best looking thing, but it sure does work. It doesn't come with its own screws, so you'll need to get your own, which I actually prefer. And there's Doyle and Bremen, two brands that are new to me. They also got lifetime guarantees, both of them. They seem like they're pretty nice tools, but they seem to be a little more expensive than their Harbor Freight counterparts. C-clamp for $6.99. Alright, here you got the toolboxes. Their workbenches are okay. The metal one is a little questionable. It's not the worst. This is something I've never seen before. 21-inch bow saw. If I would have seen that before, I probably would have bought it. They're metal toolboxes. Every time I go in there, like I said, they look to be really good quality. I'm very impressed with them. Paper towel thing is actually on sale too, if you're inside Track Club member. You're gonna have to excuse me, I had a cold going on today or something. Alright, anyway, the toolboxes. I'm always impressed by them, and I'm not real sure which one I want to get. If you guys have any of them, you mind dropping me a message and or leave it in the comment section and let me know which one you got and how you like it. Alright, on the back we have another 20% off coupon for free microfiber towels, the TPR handled screwdriver. The handle is actually very nice. The bits and things are a little questionable. Coupon for a generator, air compressor, the Yukon workbench for $239. That one's actually supposedly better than the Husky one. It has better supports. It is cheaper. That's the first time I've seen a coupon for it, so I may actually go pick that one up. The Earthquake, the air compressor hose reel, the heavy duty miter saw stand. I've actually seen that stand. I wasn't too impressed with it. The ladder, still a very nice ladder. Just big feet. You have issues getting up and down. The jump box, that's what I call them, portable power pack, and moving blankets. Anyway guys, I appreciate you watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, take it easy and I'll see you around.